Hello Year 6, welcome to your literacy video for Wednesday. Before we get started on our writing work for today, I have got a spelling starter for you because we're halfway through the week now, so we should know what our rule is. I'll go over it again in a minute, ready for our test on Friday. Okay, so I have put a couple of ideas on my board for you to choose from because I don't really mind how you practice your spellings. So I've done spelling race. We've all done this in school, haven't we? So a spelling race is where you write all of your words out along the bottom of a piece of paper. You will need a dice, so try and find a dice in your house. You might find one in a board game that you've got. Have a look, or you could go on the internet and use the interactive dice. So if you just type interactive dice into Google, one should come up and you can do it on there. So remember, whatever you land on, for example, if you land on number 3, then your third spelling, you would write that again, and then it's the race for which spelling reaches the top first. Okay, you've got 3 in a line, so you might need a partner to play this with. But remember, that's like noughts and crosses. But instead of doing noughts and crosses, you write a spelling word. Okay, and then it's the first one to get 3 spelling words in a line. And then hangman. You also probably need a partner for this one as well. So you need to look at your spelling words, pick one, count how many letters are in, put the lines, and then somebody else has got to guess the letters to see which word it is. Okay, so that's your challenge for today before we get started. So let's just quickly go over our spellings. So remember, it's the j sound spelt with an S. Okay, like television, treasure, usual, measure, division, unusual, pleasure, conclusion, revision, and explosion. So you might want to pause the video now while you do your spelling starter. Okay, and remember, you can log on to Edshed as well because there are lots and lots of fun games to play on there, and I have set you a challenge as well. So I'll be having a look at who's taking part in my challenge, and I will be sending you some marvellous me's. Okay, so that's your starter before we get started on our literacy today. Your literacy work then, your learning question is, can I edit an existing piece of writing? So we're in our writing book again today. Okay, so we're in this one again today, and we're moving on today to page 13. Okay, so question 2 on page 13 says, diary entries should use the first person. Rewrite this extract about a bird of prey display at the country show in the first person. Okay, so let's just quickly go over what first person is. Okay, so here then, it says first person is I and we. Second person is you. And third person is he, it, she, they, when you're writing about somebody else. Okay, so that doesn't just mean, though, that these are the only pronouns that show something is first person. There are quite a lot that show a text is first person. For example, if you were writing something from yourself, so you might say, I have had the best day today. I have had the best day ever today. My mum took me to the park. So my is also first person. Me, my mum took me to the park. Okay. My mum took us to the park. So if you were talking about, I don't know, you and your brother, us would also be first person. Okay. We've already got there. So there's quite a lot that you might also notice in your text that you might need to change today. Okay, so your task then, you've got this piece of information, this extract, all about a bird of prey. It says he'd never seen a bird of prey up close before. He held the owl gently on his arm as she peered at him with her bright orange eyes. He was quite scared at first, but he was proud of himself for staying calm. Okay, let's go through then and find all of the examples, because at the moment it's in third person. Okay, we need to find all the examples of third person because they're what you're going to have to change when you rewrite it. So, heed, okay, that's third person. He here held the owl gently on his arm, okay, as she peered at him. Now here, we're talking about the bird of prey. So we're going to leave that one, okay? Him there with her. So we're going to keep that one, remember, because that's about the bird of prey, bright orange eyes. He was quite scared at first, but he was proud of himself for staying calm. So all of the ones that I have circled there are the ones that you need to change. So if I was you, I'd circle them in your book so that when you rewrite it, you don't miss any. So when you rewrite it then, remember we're changing it so that it's written in the first person. So we're imagining that it's the person writing it that's saying it. So he'd never seen a bird of prey up close before, so you'd change he'd to I'd. I'd never seen a bird of prey up close before. I held the owl gently on my arm as she peered at, have a think what you would write if it's you. Okay, so you have a go then. Pause the video now and have a go at that first section. Remember, your handwriting should be the best that it can be, and your spelling should already be pretty good, because most of the words that you're writing today are in your book. So take your time, do it slowly, and I'm sure it will be the best that it can be. Okay, so that's your first challenge for today. Your second part then is question 3. And it says, this extract has been scrambled up, so the events aren't in the right order. Rewrite the extract, putting the sentences in chronological order. Okay, so it says, then I washed the custard off my face and went to watch the tractor race. After seeing the birds of prey, I took part in the custard pie throwing contest. Later, I went to the results ceremony for the giant vegetable competition. It was the perfect way to end the day. So for this one then, you have got 3 different sentences. Okay, so that first line is one, the second line is one, and then this last bit, okay? So split it up into 3 sentences, and now you need to figure out which one should come first, which one should be in the middle, and which one should come last, and then rewrite them in the correct order in your books. Okay, so let's have a look then. So, then I washed the custard off my face. That doesn't really make sense. It doesn't really make sense to start it with then, does it? So let's have a look at the next one. After seeing the birds of prey, I took part in the custard pie throwing contest. That makes sense to come first. So that one would be your first one. I'll pop a number 1 there. And then I'm going to leave the rest up to you. So rewrite that one. Have a think which one would come next. One of them talks about ending the day. So that's probably going to come last, isn't it? So you have a think, pop them in the right order, and then write them on the lines in your book. Okay? You haven't got that many lines in your book, so your handwriting can't be really, really big. So if you keep your handwriting nice and small and neat, you should be able to fit it on those lines. But if you can't, don't worry. You can always finish it off in your purple book. Okay? Just don't forget to take a picture of both when you send your email. Okay, so that's all of your literacy work for today. Good luck with all of that. Don't forget to practice your spellings. I don't mind how you practice them, but I will be checking Edshed to see who has had a good go at the challenge that I've set. Okay, so I look forward to seeing all of your work on the email, and I will see you all tomorrow.